Test 1 2 1 2. Okay, that works good. I just wanted to make sure my mic was on. All right, so welcome. It's we are Wednesday, the 12th of February, 2020. Let's have some fun. All right, so just decided to join the live stream here, and then on OBS. So again, you're on the Celebrate Your Life channel. Again, if you're watching the recording on this one, there might be a lot of pause and so on, a lot of people jumping on. This is more towards spending a bit of time live, discussing, answering questions, and so on. So if you're looking for tutorials, just make sure you go back to my other videos. They're much shorter as well, right? So if you find that this one is too long, don't sweat. I understand that, and I'm kind of the one that doesn't like super long videos. So this is me meant mostly online. I usually keep it on just for YouTube, right? I gotta go to grow the channel. I need some hours and so on. And yeah, all right. So there's someone on the live right now. What's up? I gotta open my window here to see who's on the live. It's small on my screen right now. Let's have a look who's on board. I don't see your name. Sorry about that. Then I've got a new light with the stand here, so I can see much. Patriots Nation Tattoo. All right, what's up? Thanks for joining again. Make sure you like the channel, share with your friends. Again, any questions, fire away. That would be my pleasure to answer any questions that anyone might have. Let's close this here because the sound will double my me speaking. So all right, so Patriots Tattoo, what's up? What's up? Thumbs up. Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, so usually on Wednesdays I get a bit more time, so it's 4 p.m. right now here on the West Coast. So it's 7 on the East Coast, I'm assuming, with Patriots Nation there. Yeah, so I get a bit more time on Wednesday, so I usually drop by and like I was explaining on my in the opening, I tend to do shorter videos just for tutorials, the ones I record and stuff like that. But also I have to come live once in a while just to get some interaction going, and it's good as well to grow my channel. So it's something that I decided to do. East Coast, yeah. What's up? Yeah. East Coast, or like States, right? So that's 7 p.m. then, right? In Canada, when we say East Coast, it's actually maritime, so it's like an hour ahead of you guys. So, yeah. So if you're East Coast, like Canada, that's it'd be 8 p.m. So it's 4-hour difference from. But shortly enough, I'll be in the same time zone than you. We're moving back to our home province this summer, so we'll be in the Eastern time zone. 7 p.m. Yeah, I'll be there. I'll be here shortly. Traveling over there in March as well. So thanks again for joining. Awesome. Actually, so I've got my ticker at the bottom now, so I'm gonna actually add everyone that jumps on board. So let me add your name to the list here. So Toki Tover, and now we have Patriots Nation Tattoo. Perfect. So you'll be in the ticker at the bottom. So as opposed to have that menu on the just off to the side, I just decided to have that scrolling at the bottom. It's going to look a bit better. As well, I put that in there. Visit my website. I'm still building that website. So there's still some features I need to introduce on that. But I've got the links for the podcast, my blog, and so on there. So yeah, just have a look. Doing a bunch of stuff marketing wise and so on, so don't hesitate to reach out if that's any value to you. Hey, USA live stream is in the house. Thanks for joining. Yeah, as usual, she's a big supporter of mine, so she gets the first she gets to be on the ticker all the time at the bottom. So welcome. Yeah, I got 3 people. Awesome. Yeah, so I know it's easier with the stand that I've got now with the ring light, and it's got an actual stand as well, so I can adjust the height of even put my cell phone as cell phone holder as well, and the light and so on. So it's a bit better. It works better than I actually flipped over a plastic garbage can and I had like a light on top of it, and just a random light that you suspend like on the roof, on the ceiling and stuff. And then that was my light for it. Wasn't doing too bad actually for lighting, but I just wanted something more practical. So yeah, so thanks for joining USA live stream. I think you did it live today. I didn't catch it, but I'm sure it was good as always. Yeah, and then I included I kind of built that. I just did on Canva a rectangular blue, blue rectangle. Then I just lowered it, and it's like my bars, so the stripe at the bottom, so you can clearly see the names instead. I could put it black, red, whatever the case may be. I just decided to put it a blue in that case. So yeah, that's pretty much what I was doing. I've kept pretty busy. I'm working on the blog, so I started to keep working. I wanted to have a better template, and I'm looking around, see what works best for me. And I've purchased a bunch of services recently, so I wanted to dig into that first, because it's something that when you start with the affiliate marketing, you keep buying stuff, and at some point you got to stop and then try to do something with what you have, right? Otherwise, it just becomes too much, and then you just can't keep up with everything, right? So yeah, there's even like a program that I'm learning on Facebook ads that I just can't even keep up with them. I don't have time, right? So it's something I try to do once in a while, once I catch a bit more time, once I'm off and stuff like that. All right, thanks for sharing the stream, USA live stream. Awesome. Yeah, so it's something I try to do as much as possible. Try to keep learning. There's so many hours in a day, but then leaving the house in the morning around 7:30, coming back around like 3 and so on, and then with family and all that. So it gets really busy. So I'm trying the best I can to squeeze whatever I can in like when I can, but it just like it seems like I would need like 50 hours in a day to just be able to do everything, right? Which is impossible. So yeah, that's my struggles right now. So yeah, so I got a notepad as well, so see who's coming on the stream and so on. I actually keep track with the ticker at the bottom, but it's something that that it's nice to have, right? Just it's something I can write your name, see who's coming, and then I can keep track of who's active, who's not, right? So I could probably keep doing that, see who's the most active and so on, and then also in turn support their channel a bit more, obviously. But obviously I want to support as many people as I can, but it's sometimes it just ends up being like so much that sometimes I'm gonna look in my in all my subscriptions and then see if someone has a new video, and I'll try to go see if it's that's why I like kind of shorter videos, because if it's like 45 minutes, chances are I'm not gonna look at it, and and again, I don't expect that from anyone either, right? So that's why I stick to shorter videos, because like do a quick tutorial, 5 maybe 10 minutes max, and then if you really need to dig into that, reach out to me, and then we can I can help you out kind of a one-on-one basis, or anyway point you in the right direction for the rest of your information, right? So it's not the point of YouTube to like be on there for hours and hours, right? But except for I guess live streaming, where it serves the purpose of trying to get reach out a bit more people and trying to grow my channel. So that's mainly why I'm using it, but I also enjoy it too, right? So if people come on the chat and then interact and ask questions, obviously I'm welcome. You're more than welcome to ask, and then we can have some actual interaction going. So yeah, so USA live stream, I got the Patriots tattoo, so let me write that in here. Alright, so perfect. And I keep reading books as well, so I've got I'm reading this book as well whenever I can. Usually in the weekend I try to spend a few minutes to read that book. I think I'm in chapter 15 now, Open Declaration. So Nick Singal essentially is talking about 4 stages of becoming a successful entrepreneur. And then, it goes from stage 1 is self, stage 2, catapult. So he's talking about, get some kind of momentum going. So that's what he's referring to. And then authority. And again, a lot of people like on YouTube, like if if you're successful at doing that. I'll get a phone call. Give me a second here. Hello? Moi, je suis sur le live. Quoi? Je sais pas. Ok. Okay. All right, that was my wife calling me. Got to deal with. She was wondering if I needed bread and stuff like that. Always need bread, right? So it's always running out of bread. So yeah, I was going over the book. Let's go back to the book. Yeah, because I usually have the phone up here, and then I can see like see who's on the live comments. So I kind of like to make sure I'm on the live, so I don't keep talking for an hour, and then let's say I went off my internet disconnected or something, and then I'm talking to myself. So yeah, chapter 4 actually is about people. So 5 elements to building a supportive environment to drastically improve your success rate. So that book actually I got because he's got a platform online. It's called Learn Nation. So it should be learn.com. So I'll put in the chat here. 25 away for 300. Awesome. So it's learn.com. So that's the actual website for Annex and Gall. And then I got some free courses off his website, off his course. And then this was offered for free. You just needed to pay for the shipping. So sometimes, yes, they build their email list off that, but it was good to, have that book. It serves a good purpose, even though and then he's got tons of people on his email list. So I wanted to, benefit from the book, right? So I got that. So that was good. I think it was a good purchase, and I keep, I've started to read that quite a while ago, and I'm still, not even halfway through it. Not even halfway through it, and it's been like a while. Like I try to read as much as possible, but then I tend to put like my other tasks like above that. So I don't know. It's tough to prioritize. I'm working on that right now, just to kind of decrease the workload that I'm doing, and more apply more precisely to some specific like YouTube. Wasting a lot of time, let's say on wasting a lot of time on Facebook, I found. So now I'm trying to move away a little bit from Facebook. A lot of interaction, and then there's one thing too that I wanted to, and it's something in the marketing side. That if you want to build an online business, it seems like Facebook is great, but you always get like well, I guess I'm probably a newbie in that sense because I haven't had much success yet. But it's always like, make a 1K in your first day, make this in your first week. Business is easy, blah 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 is easy. Subscribe to my system; it's better than blah 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 system. And and it's just about that, and I'm just kind of tired of all that stuff, right? So, and it's just like, let's grow together. That's right, USA Livestream. And I'm kind of tired of that, so I want to be able to share my journey with you guys, especially on Facebook. Facebook, no, what am I saying? On YouTube. I might use the stories, like I'm going to be on Instagram, let's say, and post stories. Like I just went live on Instagram for about like a minute just before this live, just saying up on my channel I'll be live for the next hour or so. Just come support, and we'll talk about this. Come on, and we'll, if you have questions and so on. So I'm more than happy to do that. It's like come on, let's ask them question, and then in that case then we can answer, and then we can get some sort of interaction going. I get more kind of interaction going that way, because business-wise in Facebook, yes, I was getting a lot of likes and loves and all that stuff, share and stuff like that, but it doesn't bring me anything. So it doesn't work on my email list. It doesn't work on PDF files that I want to create. One that I'm working on right now. It's like how to start online, just for like purely for beginners. So there's still a lot of options for people that like to start a business online, and I want to kind of build a document, on that, saying, okay, you have many options. You can go on. I'm losing my thought because I just saw his Twitter, Patriots Nation. Yeah. So okay, I'll get on Twitter as well with you. I'll try to remember it. My if you can right now, my Twitter is Silcluce, so that's my Twitter name there. If you want to connect first, and I'll just gonna connect later with you, Patriots Nation. Yeah, I was losing my thought of what I was gonna talk about, but I think I was going off what Facebook was bringing me. So yes, it gets a lot of stuff, but now I want to start focusing more on like Facebook wasn't bringing any email list, wasn't working on document. Now I want to work on that document right now, so I can share with you, and then. And then again, it's something that again, and it's something that anyone can do, right? So once you start in the marketing side, and you're not known, you're not like you need to grow your authority, grow your email list. Like you need to do stuff for free at first, obviously. Then you kind of, and that's what I want to work on. I want to work on a free document, not only to build that, but it also I really think this can benefit other people as well. So yes, it serves a purpose when it's like when anyone does anything, it's for a purpose, right? So I'd like to tell you that I'm doing free documents, and it's just for helping people, but there's always kind of a objective behind that, right? So yes, I'm helping people, but it's always like get a free document out, and then obviously because you want to grow something, right? So and again, in life there's nothing free as much as we'd like to have everything for free. There's nothing free, so obviously you got to start somewhere, deliver some value, like as we say, show that you can build something great without charging anyone for it, and then eventually they'll, with that content, they'll be able to reach out, and once you build a course that you'll charge money for, then you'll be more willing because they know you're capable. They've gain trust and stuff like that, and that's what I want to do with YouTube, with the podcast, and then again with a mix with the blog and the course and stuff, right? So that's something I want to go towards, right? Because then again, Facebook, and again, I'm still going to use it, but less, you know what I mean? So let's say I want to do, I'm out with family, there's nice pictures, I want to show where I'm traveling and stuff. That's great, that's perfect. You share your lifestyle type deal, but and then you can share the business once in a while, but not every day, you know what I mean? So I was pretty much doing it every day, putting a quote, putting something there, but I'll do it less, you know what I mean? So share maybe like a post about the business once a week or something, just to tell everyone that you're still alive, you know what I mean? That sort of thing, but you don't necessarily need to. Some people decide to really focus on Facebook, but then again, if you do that, then I would recommend you mainly invest in Facebook. Then you're going to have to connect with people, a lot of interaction going. So it's kind of a different way of approaching it. Because I know someone, and I'm about to take her free Pinterest course, and she's been doing pretty much everything in the background, right? So it's a friend of mine. I follow her on Instagram, and she does everything in the background. So she works essentially. She has a podcast. She doesn't even have a YouTube channel. You know what I mean? And she grew her podcast. She's doing the blog, and then she's using Pinterest as main target for advertising what she does. And she does pretty much once or twice a week a podcast, a blog or two a week. Don't quote me on this. I'm just trying to, from what I see anyway. And then she does that, right? So let's say on the weekend or whenever she does it, let's say she releases her stuff that's on the Wednesday or stuff. She's worked on it the rest of the week. And then she doesn't need to be constantly, putting stuff in there. And for the stuff that she does on social media, she opted for Instagram, she opted for Twitter, and then she also has I think it's called buffer.com. And then I've started to use that as well. So you can pre-plan your content, right? So if you do a big blitz, let's say you have 5 hours on a Sunday, then you can prepare your content for the week, and then you get more time for, let's say, family, sports or whatever. So and then in that time, all the stuff in the background keeps working, right? That YouTube channel, people keep watching it. The podcast, people still listening to it. The blog, people still reading it. As you're doing ski or whatever the hell you're doing, right? Awesome. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I'll get you later on Twitter. I'll probably see that at the top here. Patriots Nation's now following you. Yeah. Okay. I'll just hit the follow as well. Yeah, so that's something you can do on with Buffer. So I'm trying to really maximize the time that I'm spending online, and kind of It's just there's so much we need to do, and then let's say if I want to focus, let's say because now I'm going an hour on live right on YouTube. Well, I could be doing a lot of other stuff during that time, right? So if other like tweets or other posts can be done, then in that same time, then I don't need to do that. Hey, Toki, how's it going? Thanks for jumping on the live. I think you're on the ticker at the bottom already. So yeah, thanks for joining. I see you doing the live Sunday. So Toki as well in that same niche that I am. So she's doing the marketing, talking about mindset and so on. So visit her channel as well. I think she started to do the Sunday, kind of a fun day, a Sunday live or whatever. I think that's how she calls it. She can probably correct me if I'm wrong. And then she's gonna go live and then talk about that. So yeah, and then we share. And then we came in with kind of the same program online and stuff, so we've got lots to share regarding that. There's a lot. It's a lot focused on Facebook ads. Again, I'm not saying that everyone has to go through Facebook ads at first, because it can get. Oh, nice! I did a live today from a first attendee. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so at some point you generate a bit more people, right? And I see some people do it for 3 hours, right? And then they generate a lot more people with algorithm and stuff, and then you finally get other people to come in, right? Some even unknown people that you didn't know before, because now whoever's on the live, I think I've seen before. So Patriots Nation Tattoo, I've seen Toki obviously, and then USA live stream. Well, she's pretty much always there supporting me. So yeah, but sometimes you start getting a bit more people, like other that are outsiders, and some might become trolls, some might be good people. So we'll see how that turns out. Yeah, so again, I was talking about the social media, trying to focus a bit more my effort into. I was just actually saying to Toki that I don't know if it's me, and I think Facebook is playing on my morale quite a bit too. I'm gonna say it's almost like pissing me off at some point. I don't know. I just again, I haven't had much, success yet in my business. I'm still building, right, and stuff like that. But I see a lot of people jumping on, and then they seem like they're making like 10 grand a month, like within their first month, and then they just claim that it's easy, and then their program generate leads by itself, and it's like, oh, that's nice. I've purchased programs like that, and I'm still waiting. You know what I mean? Well, I'm waiting. I'm not waiting because I'm still actively doing stuff, but I'm still waiting for those results. That, oh, it's easy. Okay, if that's easy, then well, why don't we all quit our jobs and just start a business and live off that, right? So that's kind of the reality that I don't think they understand, and I think there's a lot of promotion about that on Facebook. I mean, other place probably too, right? But especially on Facebook, it seems like because it's free, right? Nobody needs to, well, free with money, but and like it's free, and then it's kind of burning me out. And I think it's playing on my morale. Like every time I open it, it's like, oh, I generated like 25 leads in 3 hours, or I just joined and got like 50 bucks in an hour. It's like, well, okay. So every time before that I joined those programs, I just never made anything. So I don't know, like, is that me being really bad at it or what? Like, there's something here, you know what I mean? Um, Maybe they have a budget to burn and help that we don't see. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's one of those things, and that's the kind of thing I like to share with you, because for anyone willing to start their business, you'll see both sides of it. Like, sometimes you'll be successful, other time not, and then you'll see other people being successful faster, or they pretend to be. It's playing with the mind game quite a bit, right? So. And then sometimes too, and then I think sometimes people mention they talk about paid advertisement too, but free strategies. But the thing is, I think there was someone actually that was claiming to be talking about, so she was promoting a free Facebook group, so free strategies within the Facebook group to make affiliate money. But then she was promoting that group on paid advertisement on Facebook. So I was kind of finding it a bit weird to promote free strategies while you're actively promoting that group in paid advertisement. So if that works that well, what do you need to pay money? You know what I mean? Like, there's some people are not truly transparent with what they're doing. I find, right? So. Uh, some from a lot on Facebook. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think it's something I need to do. Like I said, I'll still be on there, but kind of sharing, some pictures in a while, like using the stories, kind of raising curiosity and so on. But always kind of be on there like every day, like I used to. No, so exactly, yeah. And then, how's it going, Queen Irene? Thanks for dropping by. All right, so we'll add her in the bottom. So Queen Irene is a big supporter of mine as well. So thanks for joining. You'll be on ticker at the bottom. Queen Irene, thanks for joining. I've been on for 26 minutes. Good. All right, so everyone, like, thanks for joining again. Make sure you share the stream, like as well. It's gonna help out the channel as well. So yeah, so that's the thing that I'm kind of pissed off, and then I guess it still happens on other platforms too, but it's not the same, right? So Instagram, like you see a lot of curiosity, like, or worst case in the stories, but I don't know, like it seems like it's not as obvious at the eye level, like as soon as you open it. I don't know, like there's something weird with that. Maybe there's a purpose behind Facebook as well doing that. And obviously, if you're one that would like to focus on Facebook to make it work in your business, like on the free side, like reaching out to people, just on the long run, I don't think you'll be able to keep doing your YouTube channel, podcast, blog, and all that stuff with it, right? So if you want to focus on Facebook, again, that's fine for whatever reasons, but be prepared to just invest time in Facebook pretty much. So like just on Facebook, like I think that's my own opinion on that. Again, other platforms where you can, I've started using like a buffer to pre-plan some content on like Twitter. And again, Twitter to me, like, I don't know, it's just getting like the word out there, but there's not a whole lot of interaction going. Again, way less people on that platform in general, and there's a lot of trash talk too in there. I also follow a lot of cryptocurrencies as well, content on there, so there's a lot of trashing and stuff. But anyway, you get into it or not, like you just let it go by. But I think it's the thing of social media, right? So don't get into that if you're not willing to, you know what I mean? And trolls will go over your YouTube channel, over your post, anything, right? So don't be discouraged. Just keep it up, keep it going, and that's I think USA Livestream is sharing that with me often about the trolls. They just keep going. Just kind of disregard them as you go and stuff like that. So it's something that you gotta build as you go. So and then kind of prepare for it as well as you do that. But yeah, there's some social medias that can be bad sometimes for that. Yeah, again, so I just came back from work, and then already with a coffee on the live. So I've been on for 30 minutes. Let's try to do another half hour. Do an hour. So it's sometimes when I go live, I'll try to do an hour once I go live. And again, I say it also if because usually I leave it on the channel. But if I said, well, I said at the beginning of this live stream, it was just like, again, don't watch the whole thing if you find it boring. Like it might be some downtime, not a whole lot of interaction going, but just go back in the other recordings where I do tutorials, and then I usually try to focus like the 5 to 10 minute tutorials, so that way less time watching a video, more time applying what you learn. So that's kind of my motto about that. Hate trolls and bandwagon. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's always something that happens, and always something that people will do. I think some people find it easier to do that than actually start their own YouTube channel. In that case, or you know what I mean, or spend a bit more time on your YouTube channel. It's easier to bring people down and actually work on yours, right? So it's always, and I think that applies to anywhere in life in general, right? So you'll see that at work, you'll see that in sports, you'll see that entertainment, arts, culture in general, right? So it's something that we see quite often. It's easier to, oh, that employee is doing this, blah blah blah. while you're just sitting there and doing nothing, as opposed to like what you could do is, really start focusing on what you have, your skills, and then show what you can do, and then that way you'll be noticed. Like it takes a while to be noticed at some point for some people, but if you maintain your work ethic and you really demonstrate that you can work well, eventually you're gonna stick out. Like eventually the truth is gonna come out of the whole story, right? So the ones trash talking people and so on, it's gonna come out at some point, right? So keep pushing, keep doing what you can, because that's the only thing you can do, right? So you're hopefully in control of this person, right? And then that's focus on that, and then that's what you need to do. But again, some people might disagree, and they'll keep on hating anyway. So haters will hate, I think they say, right? So it's always something that happens, of course. Yes, I've got my new light now as well. So it's it's a little pot, what I can call like it's an actual ring light, and then it's got I can clip it on the desk, and it's got the cell phone holder on it, so it works pretty good. So now I can see you right in front there. Because I usually keep the cell phone on that YouTube page, so that way you can see if I'm still live or if I'm talking to myself, and the OBS is, something like that, right? Oh, you've been offline for the last 30 minutes. Oh, that was nice talking to myself. So now it's really useless because you can't even use that in the recording, right? So yeah. So how was your day, Toki? Keeping busy? Um, and then yeah, don't hesitate again to share what you've been through and stuff like that, so that can be a topic of discussion. Don't get sick. Oh, my wife's on the live. Hi Marie. Yeah, I'll try not to get sick now. I'll have to take the essential oils otherwise. Yeah. Yeah, that's usually what I try to do, keep up the videos, and then usually that's why, I don't have much time in the evening once, the kids are in bed and so on, so I usually come back here, in here, record a quick, 5-10 minute, go back down, sit in the living room, and then edit it quickly, and then upload it. And then I've been using that Premiere. I don't know, like I'm always using that function so I can see if anyone's hopping on the live, and quickly after. I don't know if that's something that's good at using on YouTube, but it's pretty. I think some people jumped on, but it's like thinking it was alive, but it wasn't really alive. But I don't know. It's great to have some people, and then you can put stuff in the chat. So if anyone, for by any chance, drops by in that specific time, then you can interact with them. Steak for supper, Elliot's request. Oh yeah. Is there an actual steak in here, or are you gonna buy that? Yeah, exactly. That'd be nice to have so much time that you just that you can do, that stuff all day, or you can have your own schedule, so you can, that'd be the nice, daily routine. You're getting up fairly early. You go up for a run, go for PT, take time for breakfast, have your coffee, and then get into your business as you're having your coffee. Get into your emails, let's say, get in touch with anyone, or your YouTube comments, and then you can start working on maybe your content for the morning, and then you can start working on something else in the afternoon. So that'd be awesome, right? So yeah, one day maybe we'll get there. But I think eventually, like as we keep, your wife is very friendly. Yeah, yeah, she's very friendly. All right, so I'm showing 7 on the stream. So thanks for watching, everyone. Well, I'm probably one of them because I've got it on as well, so I'm watching myself. But thanks for joining, everyone. That's a good number for what I've got so far. So thanks again for joining. That's awesome. If you're not connected to one another, make sure you connect. And again, at the bottom here, make sure. Yeah, I should have put a name. I didn't put my wife's name yet at the bottom. Well, we'll show support. Well, I'll put her in at the bottom here. So in the ticker, I've got all the names, everyone that's been through the live. Thanks again for coming. It's awesome support. You know, like I was saying before, I couldn't imagine having people watching me like before, like let alone like start your YouTube channel. So now it's something that's happening. So it's like I'm grateful for that. So it's awesome to have people that are supporting me right now. And I think it's just gonna start. Yeah, good evening, Toki. Have a good one. I know you're busy with the kids and all that, so go work on your video, and then I'll be watching later. So thanks for joining, and then go create some content. And I was saying too, I'm starting to log everyone that's coming on, so I can get a bit of an idea who's coming. I think it's kind of same people supporting, but I think we'll grow that, right? So it's always the beginning. We'll grow from there. Queen Irene, we got what do we got? Toki came over. Mm-hmm. Yeah, eventually, and then the next step will be to work on some kind of green screen. I know people told me about having the the green fabric, whatever. I just need a stand, right? So it's like if you're watching here, I'm in the bedroom, so that's essentially like what that is. So I'm just kind of in the corner of the beds, like on the other side, and then so I could suspend that there, but it's not really good. I'm working. So next summer we'll be improving that. This coming summer, so I'll be improving that. So I'll be making myself a better setup. Obviously, so there's always improvement, and I'm glad it can't be all perfect right now. So let's keep working on upgrading that. And then as we get more people, then at some point when I get generate more revenue and stuff, then I can reinvest some of that into a better camera and so on. So I was actually I had a question for USA Livestream. So I think I've seen people using is it the Canon camera, and they can actually connect it and do the stream with it. So I was always wondering, like the webcam is easy because it's straight connected into the computer. So obviously it's easy to do this, right? But can you actually, and then it's, usually a camera is good for making videos, as you're like blogging and so on or whatever. And then you record it, edit it, and then you put it on after. But do you actually connect it? Is there like an interface in between to actually stream it like straight from the camera being on, or for a live, let's say? So you can probably answer that in the chat. Add the moderator. Yeah, I was just looking at some of my features here on the stream. Yeah, so anyway, or maybe do a video on that. That'd be a great idea. I think do a video on the connection, because I was pretty curious about that. It was one of my first questions when I first starting as a YouTuber. I'm like, okay, that's great, but how am I actually with the camera? I mean, that's nice, but how am I actually, besides recording videos ahead of time and then editing and then uploading, like how can you go like live with an actual camera? Like, is there something, a function that's actually feasible? And again, um, that's something that my sister is actually better in. She's actually doing like nice photographs, pictures, photos, and all that. But I'm not too much into cameras, except just to make sure that it's fairly good quality for what I need. I'm not really big into like buying like big lens that are 3 grand and stuff like that. Mostly like basic stuff. I think there's so many people doing pictures and so on, and especially when you go on Instagram, I'm like, wow, that's the competition is high in online marketing. But just imagine if you're a photograph person, like it's got to be like so much. There's so many people doing pictures and photos and all that. It's like, wow, it's tough to. It's pretty tough to get through that market. So yeah, I think that's one of those things I'd probably subcontract to somebody else. So if I need a nice set of pictures, I'm probably gonna hire someone or go with my sister or someone like that to get like some kind of photo shoot done, because I don't know, I don't want to start investing in that and let it make. There's so many people anyway using that just get that the work to other people. And it's one of those things. I think it's whenever it's like anything. If you're willing to be good at something, then you're gonna put the time and effort to do it. But it's some of that stuff. I enjoy great photos and stuff, but I don't enjoy investing and reading and learning about it. So I'm just gonna let the pros do it. That way I can focus on what I like. Like the podcast, the YouTube channel, setting up. Yeah, yeah, everyone actually hire one, but there's a lot of people actually, do that as like a side business or like as a hobby, you know what I mean? So even I would reach out even to people doing it as a hobby, right? So because it can get pricey with a really like professional one. Then you're looking for like I actually went into a conference before, network marketing conference, and then some people follow them all day. You know what I mean? So that's gonna be pricey. Have a dedicated photographer like on you all day. Taking videos, taking snapshots of what you're doing when you're on stage and stuff like that. So that's what I'm saying. I'd prefer to reach out to even those that do the hobby. Like because it's kind of a side business for them. So yeah, actually, there's a motorcycle or something that came. No, it's actually a car. Wow. Okay. I didn't know that cars could do that much noise, but that's the neighbors for you. I think he forgot to take the dog as well. Oh, I'm bad. I'm bad. Just talking about the neighbor. True. Uh, what else? What else? What else? Um, Trying to keep it interactive a bit. Yeah, like I said before. So now what I'm gonna try to do is I just want to keep talking. So just in case someone comes on and interacts and stuff, I'm gonna be talking. So and again, if you're on the live, don't hesitate. Just say hi. Connect with other people on the live as well. So like I was saying, like I'm gonna start. Well, I'm gonna try to dedicate time to do it, but I'm gonna start working. I think it was one problem that I had early, like in the marketing. I was wondering like what kind of business I wanted to do. So I'm actually gonna build like a, and I'm thinking about like a 2 to 3 page kind of document, kind of giving an overview on every kind of online business. And we talk about drop shipping, selling stuff on Amazon, a bunch of stuff, affiliate marketing, network marketing, being an affiliate for Amazon, that sort of thing. So given all like the options, becoming a YouTuber, blogger, podcast, all that stuff, I'm gonna lay it out there like for options for people. So I think I'm gonna work on the document like that. That'll be offering for free that for those that come on the channel and so on. So I think it's a great start because I think a lot of people don't know where to actually start. I was one of them. And then I decided to go in affiliate marketing versus the drop shipping. So I think I'm gonna try to get into that, do a document, and that's gonna be branded to myself, so or anyone else that like to participate in that too. We can also brand it, have a nice document. We can do kind of a PDF file type of document, but we can integrate pictures as well in there, make it nice, and a lot of those circulate online, right? So I think I can bring something to people. I think that's kind of the one step I'd like to focus on first, and then now I'm gonna actually try to focus on other, and then maybe there's something about the YouTube as well. Something maybe then USA will talk about that. About like a document that could be made. That one a bit more focused on the Facebook. Sorry, Facebook. What am I saying? Facebook, on YouTube. YouTube, not Facebook. On the YouTube marketing, the set up the channel, main things that you need to consider when you start, that sort of thing. So that could be something kind of a YouTube must do rules for. Before starting or something like that, like some kind of PDF document about YouTube. So that's something I'd like to work on as well. So that's a couple of ideas that I'm kind of brewing right now on in order to help out a lot more people, and then be able to share what we love to do, right? So and then as I keep focusing on other aspects of the business, then I'm gonna keep targeting that stuff too. Like I said, I'm doing a course on the Pinterest now, free course that one of my Facebook connection, again Facebook, Instagram, and she has a podcast too. So I'm gonna take her free course. I think she's gonna also offer paid course down the road. I think she's moving towards that. She was doing coaching, like a one-on-one for business, but she's gonna move towards the coaching. So she's offering a free course, but obviously down the road she's gonna offer paid stuff as well, where you can really take your account into a different level. So that's something that at first you need to start, right? So. And that's something about courses too. Yes, you want to start a course, but then it will have some traction once you launch it, right? So if your free course is only a module of the paid course, at least you can see if it gets traction, if it gets interest. Because it's always, when you go online, it's more about, when you launch a product, it's more about... yes, you can launch a product so people go to it, but it's more like, what is my audience, what are they struggling with? And then you kind of find a document or a course that will remove that problem, will fix that, right? So it's more like, yes, you're building a course, but then in order for people to enjoy that, then you build that course and then trying to sell it, then it might not have so much success as like, okay, so my audience is really struggling at basic setup of a YouTube channel. Let's say that's what that is. So let's work on something that can integrate, can facilitate them to starting their YouTube channel. That way, I'm really gonna help them, right? So that's kind of a different focus, right? Because it's always like, I'm gonna create a product and they better buy it. You know what I mean? And then now you're focusing on into, okay, so my audience really struggles with building thumbnails or whatever for YouTube. So now let's build a product that's gonna fix that. It could be something that's, if you're really good with computer, it could be something that actually making thumbnails for you, or if you're more into like technical theory like I am, then you'd be focusing on the key aspects and what to where to go, that sort of thing. So yeah, that's something I want to really focus on. So for what's coming, so that I think there's a big difference between the two. So I don't know if everyone's on live actually understands what I'm talking about. Creating something for your audience, vice creating something that, oh yeah, I'm creating the best course ever, everyone's going to buy that, and then you launch it and then nobody buys it, right? So, and that person I'm referring to, it was actually funny because she has a podcast, and one of her podcasts and blog was like, I think she went like, I actually launched my first Pinterest course and nobody bought it. So it's funny at first, but then because it's it's kind of it's part of the process. But then again, you there's a better approach, like, okay, let's go see out there what the need is, and then let's build something that's going to fix that. So if it's never the case, right? That's why I'm trying to focus on how-to videos on my YouTube channel. So there's probably a lot of people that are wondering, like the one I did yesterday was about the opt-in on the blog, right? So someone's like, oh, I don't know how to put that. So let's try to bring a video that's gonna help them, get in the right direction, right? At least solve a bit of their problems. So that's what I'm focusing on right now. I think it makes sense. Hopefully it does. How much time do we have? 50 minutes. All right, so another 10 minutes to go. Let's get some interaction going. USA Live is still on the live. So awesome. Thanks for your support. How's the weather in your area? Hopefully it's nice. Here it's been it was a rainy winter, and now the last, I think, even the weekend we got a bit of sun, so it was actually refreshing to get. To get some sun, right? To get some energy. You saw it at work already, like people more motivated and stuff like that. So hopefully, I don't know, in your region if it's getting a bit better. A lot of snow. I think back home they received a ton of snow recently. So yeah, it's always helping with the morale. Also, I'm biking to work in the morning, so it's nice to get. It's not so bright in the morning, but it's actually getting less. It's not as dark as it was. So it's actually good to have to, ride to work and sorry, and it's not completely dark, right? So it's actually nice. And make sure you don't catch the coronavirus as well. Still cold, yeah. Yeah, it's still. I think even Florida got cold weather even this winter. It was weird, and yeah, I think they were complaining about. I got some people I know in Florida, and they were complaining about the weather, and then it's like, yeah, whatever. It's cold, but not really cold. Like, it's cold, Florida term, but it's not cold in general. Right? But it's funny, right? Yeah, it's kind of scary. Yeah, and then even you can see that in the markets and so on, like the financial markets. I guess a lot of people are afraid. You see some impact in the markets. There's some cruise ships too that are stuck at sea and stuck with people on board. It's just like, wow, it's kind of messy. Yeah. So hopefully it turns out. Hopefully it turns. I don't know. It doesn't get as bad as we like. Hopefully it improves, and it's not as bad as we think it might become. But again, another thing I was talking about earlier in my live, I was talking about the Facebook and people making it like super easy to start their business, and then I was just talking about financial markets. It's if it was that easy, to be a trader, to be making like $10,000 a month or whatever, like everyone would be trading. So like, who would actually go to work if you could stay at home, watch the chart, and just like make money on autopilot? You know what I mean? Because that's people what they say. I generate lead on autopilot. I don't do anything, or whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Like, okay, so you don't do anything. Period. Like, it's that easy. Like, or I work 4 hours per week. Okay, that must be nice. To get to such a point, like, you need to build like a brand and stuff like that. Like, like I've said before, if you're like a Tony Robbins, if you're Tony Robbins, if you're Eric Worre in the network marketing, Ray Higdon, like if you're one of those people, like, yeah, like they're gonna go on the live and they can sell, like they could sell, like what was I referring to? Like the example I give, like, like they could sell like, like snow shovel to people living in Cuba, you know what I mean? Because they everyone likes them, everyone knows them, so they could sell anything to anyone, right? But in order to get to that, then the road to get to it involves some work. And if someone can really build a brand within, and I would say 4 hours per week, yeah, those strategies, they gotta, I don't know what they're doing, but yeah, I'm not gonna get on that. Again, if it was someone on Instagram, um, yeah, I might understand why for some reason, but it won't be, a blog. You know what I mean? It'll be pictures of, what. I'm not gonna go into details about that, but it's not gonna be a boring blog. Oh, 5 steps to start your online business. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like there won't be that, right? So they either have connections or strategies that I'm not aware of, right? So yeah. Yeah, so trading. So I was actually looking into the charts today. So I was looking into the U.S. Dollar, Canadian dollar. I was kind of looking into that. The euro is still taking a plunge against the U.S. dollar, and we were also talking. One of my friends was talking about going up on the upside with it. I was actually looking at it. It's got a lot of momentum to the downside right now. So, and what that means is euro going down versus the U.S. dollar. That means the U.S. dollar is gaining value, right? So it's all about like it's always like the first one in the pair. Like they always say EUR USD. So if euro is going down, that means the US going stronger against the euro, right? So that's the case right now. So I was actually looking for a buy a couple weeks ago, and then I got stopped out on a trade. So now I'm gonna look where it's holding, because usually I like to trade from like a strong zone. And then now I'm kind of patient looking, but the momentum is still like to the downside. So I've got to wait that it kind of stops and then shows me that it wants to go back up before I enter. So yeah, it's starting to be at a great location, but yeah, not quite. I'm not quite ready myself. And then there's one I was waiting for, the Australian dollar versus the US dollar, and I was waiting for this week to finish, but it's already got some momentum to the upside. So we'll see. I like it. Like it goes like down, and then I like to see what it happens like from that bottom zone. I want to see it coming back up, because there's nothing saying that it might not continue to keep going down, right? So you see what I'm saying? Again, it's basic trading. You probably don't understand fully what I'm talking about, but it's the same thing, right? So if something is you want to see it stop, then seeing what the result, like it's like observing. So okay, it stopped now. So is it going up or down still? You know what I mean? It's kind of that reaction, and it's sometimes it's too early to say if it's going to go back up or if it's going to continue keep going down. And if I want to go for a buy and it continue goes back down, then I'm going to be stopped out and I'm going to lose money, right? So and then losing money, it happens, but again, when you're not ready, you're not ready, right? So that's what it is for trading. I think it's been good for the cryptocurrencies, though. I think we still see a lot of the upside now. There's a lot of there's some coins I've been stuck for quite a few months now. I want to get rid of. So and it's still not a good price, so I gotta wait patiently for the price to still go up, and then we'll see, and then I might be able to get rid of it and then buy onto other positions. Yeah, so I'm still observing that pretty much on a daily basis. So amongst all the stuff that I'm doing, I still keep an eye on the prices in the markets and some of the stocks I have as well. So yeah, I can always keep track of that stuff. It's fun, and then it tells you a bit what's going on in the world as well in relation to it. So because as soon as like let's say the Iran attack happened towards the Iraq and stuff, there was like a big change in Bitcoin. Like it affects the gold. It affected gold and stuff. So it's nice to see the reaction of the markets given a certain certain thing that happens in there. Sounds great, the forex when you have a lot of money. Yeah, obviously. Yeah, you need a lot. You need a lot of money, but the one thing that people don't understand, and that was my case. That's what I thought before. But take it that way. Um, yes, it takes a lot of money to move the market. You're not going to move the market. Period. Like even if you're a millionaire multiple times, you're not going to move that market. So that's one thing in mind. So you're not going to move anything. If you're a bank and stuff, then you might start talking about it's like billions of dollars, right? So even if you're rich and making a million subscribers, and you've built your company to a multi-million dollar company, and then you trade half of it every year, you're still not going to move the market. So If you've got, like say for anyone, like $1,000 to invest. Okay, so what about you making 2% or whatever? You're making $20. Okay, 2% or whatever, or you're making 6 to 8% depending on what you're trading. How much are you gonna make with your savings in the bank account? Only 2%. So even if it's a low amount, you can still compound and build more than what the bank offers you. You know what I mean? Because it's safe, right? I put it in our, and you know what they do with that money, and then they actually trade it. You know what I mean? So they take your money. Oh yeah, let's invest your money in the savings account because it's safe and you're not gonna lose money. Oh, but yeah, let's take that money and I'm gonna go do forex with it and make money for the bank. So yeah, that's you got to look at that correlation as well. Um, it's one of those things that bank and news in general, they tell you to because they don't want you to make money, so it's like, oh yeah, invest your money, be safe with your money, don't lose. So they put your money into 2%, and then as opposed, and then I've invested in cryptocurrencies. Oh, and it's supposed to be so dangerous that you can't put your money in there, and then I've tripled my money. You know what I mean? So it's like, again, it's how you actually manage it. And we're built with that mentality because it's what's enforced to us, right? But I'm not saying invest all your money in risky stuff. I'm saying that take some of your money and invest in riskier assets to build some stuff, because you're not going to build stuff with a 2% savings account. You know what I mean? You're not. And, so if or if you're super conservative, invest 10% and put it some risky stuff. 10% of your value. You're not going to go bankrupt with 10%. So again, in that risky stuff, don't invest what you can't afford losing, and then that way, it's still safe to do it, right? So if you end up losing that 10 grand you put in, and you still live, well, then that way, you tried for something better, right? If you never try for anything, you're not going to get results, right? So, and then focusing on 2-3% savings, no risk account. Yeah, it's not gonna do much. Like, yes, it's great to keep some of it there, depending on, let's say, if you're gonna buy a house in the next couple months, then yeah, leave that money, available, right? So there's strategies, but sometimes consider, using 5-10% of what you have, and maybe let's risk a bit of money onto something a bit more risky, but greater return, right? So think about that, right? So. Yeah, so that's be pretty much it, I think, for tonight. I've been on for an hour. Thanks everyone for joining. Again, thanks for your support at USA Livestream. We'll keep in touch as always for YouTube and other projects. I should be with, so I don't know if I will have time to do another live until this weekend. But if not, I think we're prepping something with myself and USA Livestream for the weekend. So stay tuned. We'll be going live, and further talks on marketing, social media, mindset, and so on. Right. So we'll be coming live in that. So that's something coming up this weekend. So stay tuned for that. And then again, if you'd like to join and if you'd like to participate in live, get in touch with me. Again, we try to keep it towards like the marketing, the mindset. So if you're in video games or a lot or Warcraft or all that stuff, that's great. I'm still going to support your channel, but it's not so much like the what we want to talk about. So again, we can feature some of the channels, but it's not what we mainly want to focus on. So it's something that, and I totally understand that from other people's perspective. When I talk about marketing, they're probably like, oh man, that's boring. It's but sometimes you got to stay in your lane as well, right? So that's pretty much it. So thanks everyone for joining the live. It was a lot of fun. Again, without further ado, we'll see you in the next video. And then again, if you're still up here on the recording, again, thanks for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, share the channel to everyone. And yeah, so let's do more of those videos. Let's reach out more people, and let's grow together as a community. So thanks for wow, thanks for watching, and then we'll see you on the next video.